How are you today? Have you taken your breakfast? A breakfast lunch. Let me present the screen. How's the progress of the assignment? Everything fine?
Oh no, I haven't chosen the cases yet
Oh, maybe after
because
the test?
after the test,
I
uh,
mean,
the
maybe.
because the topics and the cases, right? Some
Mm.
because cybercrime like include ransomware and then include social engineering, those things. So I'm very confused which topic to pick because sometimes they overlap. Like, yeah, you
Yes, and
understand,
sometimes
Gamis?
overlap. Yes, yes,
So I
correct.
so I so I confuse which topic to pick, and then if I choose a case, sometimes the case says it's ransomware, but some inside it got social engineering inside, and then got the cybersecurity other things inside.
So you have to choose the one with, I mean, with major discussion, major relevant to your topic.
Major relevant.
Mm. Let's say out of one article, 50% talking about your case. Others are 20%. Then you choose the one with highest percentage.
Need to check.
You have
Uh,
to read. You have to read. If you didn't read, then you won't know.
uh, I see. I see. I need to read.
Yeah. Need to do a lot of readings. So for today, we covered chapter 6. Chapter 6. Hang on, do you know what next week? What we need to do next week? We have something to do next week. What is that? Next week we have a test. Test will cover chapter 1 until chapter 6. So mean up to today. Our topic today, physical and infrastructure security. You have question? I saw someone turn on
No,
their.
I just asked if there's calculation or what.
Got calculation. Oh, some more other.
Okay, okay.
Because from chapter 1 to chapter 6, we learn all calculation in chapter berapa? Chapter 3, 4. This is
Yeah,
our
yeah, yeah.
coverage.
Yeah, okay.
Ah, but then if you notice, hang on, let me present screen. Something wrong here.
Just
Uh,
hopefully the calculation won't take so long until I do the calculation.
so mean have to practice.
Yeah, I just afraid when I
Practice,
do calculation not
practice.
enough time to finish the test. Yeah.
Yeah, lah. Okay, look at this is our chapter. Short chapter. I might use 1 hour plus. I hope can finish within 1.5 hours. And then the rest of the time we might use to discuss. I did uploaded two sets of a past year questionnaire. Do you see? You don't have to do all. You just need to focus on the calculation. Yeah, you scroll down like this one, 19 December, you scroll down, you look at this. From here you have an idea, yeah, how the question. You see, question number 2B, this is RSA, 8 marks.
Oh, they got
So
show
you
the
prepare
diagram.
this,
Oh,
show in diagram. They give you
oh yeah, yeah.
the steps.
Oh yeah, I thought they
Not
didn't
the
give
step,
that.
the formula,
Yeah, the
step,
formulas.
yeah, Mm. Okay, this one 8 marks RSA, and then Diffie-Hellman 3 marks. So here total 11 marks. These two, okay, Caesar Cipher diagram Mm, okay, you try this one question to B and C lah. B and C. If you have time, you do another D, 5 mark. But this one should be no problem, right? Number D, no problem. Just a straightforward answer. So you try B and C lah to save our time.
The
Your
D the
homework
D the
today,
D is trial and error. The D is use trial and error do.
mana try and error.
Oh,
This
you
is
just shift
Caesar
two
cipher.
only shift two times there. Okay.
Are you sure 2 times?
Right.
You are not sure.
Yeah.
Ah,
Need to
you are
revise
not
again.
sure 2 times. Yeah, you have to revise. So that one, Caesar cipher data by B and C. Hang on, let me refresh. Your homework today, because test is next week. Week 10, Monday, 2 hours test. 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. 2 hours test, cover chapter 1 to chapter 6, as I mentioned. So calculation are included. I'm not worried those theory because as long as you read, you understand, that's right, no problem. Calculation could be if you didn't understand the structure, the algorithm, no matter you cannot answer. So please do the tutorial chapter number 6 and also question RSA. Okay, I already pick up for you RSA satu soalan sini. Diffie-Hellman here one question. And here, this one. May 2021, 4th of May. So this exam paper is for software engineering and enterprise information system and software system development. This one you only need to do, the rest you leave it there, you don't have to do. This one, number B. Question 3B is AES. AES, how many marks here? 6 plus 6 plus 5, 17 marks. A lot of marks here.
Oh, that one a lot of steps. Oh, that one
A lot of,
only need to choose one to do. Oh, but this one better.
yeah, yeah lah, yeah lah. So 3 calculation question. Please prepare this for, I mean, as a revision practice. Okay, revision practice. We discuss the answer tomorrow. But you have to do, then only we discuss. If you didn't do, then we don't discuss. You need to practice before we discuss. Okay, 3 of you. The tutorial question, just a simple one I have checked. So no worry, I already go through. Tutorial, let me open the question. So slow today. Tutorial 6, 1 minute. Let me upload tutorial 6. Okay, maybe later lah, break time. But I can show you in the screen. Sekejap. Tutorial chapter number 6, only 9 questions. And out of 9 questions, 7 questions, just a simple question. Describe, explain. I mean, you should have, you can, should be managed, should be able to complete. Okay, let's start our lecture today. Test, how many percent? Cannot remember. Let's look at course document. Here. This one. So mean test 50%, assignment 50. No, sorry. Test is a 40, assignment 60, 40, 60, and then convert to 50%, final exam 50%. Boleh test 40% a lot. Usually assignment quite tough to get a assignment, have to spend a lot of time in analysis and writing. So please focus on your test, 40%. If you can get 30 plus and then assignment another 30 plus. But anyway, do your best. If coursework high marks, then chances to score A with the final exam will be higher. Okay, do you have question? No question?
No.
Am I presenting? Let me check here. Yes. Let me adjust the mouse a little bit there. How many of you here using wireless mouse? How often do you need to change the battery?
I know. Really,
Huh?
really used to use it.
Up to 1 year or not?
No, very
No,
no,
not up
no,
to 1 year.
very very fast gone the battery.
Yeah, I thought only mine quite fast out of battery.
No, like it's normal for that. I think it's waste of money to buy the wireless mouse.
Waste of money, but I mean convenient lah, without any. But sometimes not so sensitive. Maybe my mouse up. After drop once, twice, habis sudah.
Oh, very
Sudah
fragile. Yeah,
jatuh
yeah, yeah.
then. Yeah, I mean sakit hati when the time the mouse drop, I can feel like my heart also broken.
Yeah, not like the phone. Not like the phone at least.
Not like the phone, immediately you can feel the after when you pick up the mouse and when the time you use, I can feel less sensitive. The sensitivity the sensor macam kurang sudah.
Yeah,
My
wireless.
voice clear or not?
Yeah, I can hear.
My voice clear. All right, let's start. Chapter 6, Physical and Infrastructure Security. This is 20 plus slide actually. After minus those intro, those repeated slices, 20 plus. Quite a brief topic. This topic not tough, quite straightforward about physical security, like how to prevent unauthorized access, something like. Objective in chapter number 6, overview various type of physical security threat, prevention, recovery, PIV, personal identity verification standard, and the last one, the usage of PIV standard in access control system. That means, for example, the last two. Next one. Three elements of information security here. We have logical security, physical security, and premises security. So logical security here is talking about how to protect computer data. Quite straightforward, right? The content here. Protect computer-based data from software-based and also communication-based threat. Second element here, physical security, also called infrastructure security. This one, physical security, is to protect information system that contain data and also the people who use it. You see, you look at the title, protect the system itself, means protect the information system. And also access here means ACCESS. Access means who able to access to the information system, who can use, who can operate, and who can maintain the system. The other one, premises security, also known as corporate or facility security, protect the people and property within the area within the information system area, the building itself. This one premises security might need to concern about access control. They also relevant it to how to detect smoke and fire, set up the smoke and fire detection in the building, and some environmental protections, as well the setup of alarms or even the guards also under this category. Okay, next one, we look at physical security overview. The roles of physical security is used to protect the physical assets that support the storage and processing of the informations. So quite straightforward, the definition is at the first bullet. So we look at the first category here. They mention about physical security. Physical security, as the name means physical security. Physical here refer to physical infrastructure. Okay, how to prevent the damage of physical infrastructure. So what is that about? All this content, yeah, when you look at the diagram, all these content are well explained in the following slides. Okay, so you look at here, information system hardware, physical facility, supporting facility, all these are mentioned here, this part. So I will explain based on this diagram. And then this one, the slide, the following, I will let you all go through again when the time you do revisions. So information system hardware here include the storage equipment, the networking facilities, or even the offline storage media. Physical facility here, the building, and network component also under this physical facility. Support, support or supporting facilities here are talking about those facilities under the related to the operations of information system. Facility here covered like the communication service, electric, uh, electrical power, or even environmental control like the heat, humidity under this category. Personnel here refer to people or human that involve in the use of information system, people who control the information system, and people who maintain the information system. So second, physical security must prevent misuse of physical infrastructure. So we are now in the second complementary requirements. So this part might include vandalism, theft of equipment, theft of copying, theft of services, and also unauthorized entry. All these things have to be avoided. These are under the misuse of the physical infrastructures. Okay, explanation. Next one. In this section, we will look at the type of physical situations and occurrences that can constitute a threat to information system. So there are a number of ways in which such threat can be categorized, and also important to know the spectrum of the threat to information system so that the responsibility of administrator, they can ensure the prevention measurements are complete and all comprehensive. So this kind of threat has been categorized under three groups here: environmental threat, technical threat, and also human caused threat. Before that, we will begin with discussions on natural disaster. This one, we can't avoid that we need to understand. After we discuss a natural disaster, then we will look at specifically at the listed three threats here: environment, followed by technical and human cause. Characteristics of a natural disaster. So what is a natural disaster? I know should be boleh tahu apa itu ya things that we cannot avoid. Right here we categorize it to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with the listed warning, evacuations, and also durations. So these natural disasters are the main source of a wide range of environmental threat to data center. When we know it means we have to do some action to protect our data and facility. Right? It's a main kind of majority threat to the data center, other information processing facilities, and even to the personnel. It is possible to access the risks of various types of a natural disaster and have to take the suitable precaution. If we know it, we will identify the take precaution so that the loss from natural disaster can be prevented, even though cannot be 100% prevented, but can be minimized. Here listed 6 categories of natural disaster. Look at the name also, we feel scared that if this happen, don't know how to solve. So the typical warning time for each event. Do you see that? This part. Okay, this part. Warning time for each event, whether or not personnel evacuation is indicated or possible, and the typical duration for each event. Next one. This is about Fujita tornado intensity scale measurement. Can I move this? So type of damage here, such as structural damage, roof damage, and also loss of equipment. There may be damage from wind or flying debris, right? Tornado. So offsite, the tornado might cause a temporary loss of the local utilities and communications devices or communication signal. This tornado damage severity is measured by using the scale, using this Fujita tornado intensity scale. So you look at category, there are 6 category with the range and description of the damage. Light damage, moderate damage, and getting serious. Okay, next one, we look at Simpson hurricane scale. Do you know what is a hurricane? Type of typhoons or storm. Or I did put in the image here at the bottom. If yeah, I include the little image for you. This one tornado, hurricanes. Can you see that? So quiet, you all.
Yeah, can.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Sometimes quiet also, I think if I breathe too heavy, you all can you can hear. um, this hurricane sometimes we call tropical storms. Among the most devastating naturally occurring hazards, depending on the strength, the cyclones may also might cause structural damage and also damage equipments at a particular sites. For on-site operations, if let's say on-site operation must continue, then it means that the emergency supplies for personnel as well as a backup generator are needed. If something happened, they still want to continue operation, then they have to backup generator. The Saffir-Simpson Hurricane Wind Scale, they have a category 1 to 5 based on the hurricane sustained wind speed. Okay, how strong is that? The scale estimate potential property damage. Okay, minimal, moderate, extensive, extreme, and catastrophic yang paling teruk. Hurricane reaching category 3 and higher are considered major hurricanes. This part because of the potentials and a significant loss of life and damage if category 3 and above. Next one. This is about temperature threshold for damage to computing resources. So these are the component or medium. And what is the temperatures? I mean, caused by damage. If um, higher than this temperature, then we have to be cautioned. Computers and relevant equipment are designed to operate within a certain temperature range. This one we understand and we know, but we never think of it. No, not say never think. We know, we ever think, but we are not really concerned about it. Am I right? As we place those medium to a normal temperature, we are not really concerned whether the temperature costs too high or too low. Most computer systems should be keep supposedly should be keep in between 10 to 32 degrees Celsius. If outside this range, the resources might continue to operate but might cause producing undesirable results. If the ambient temperature around the computer too high, the computer cannot adequately cool itself and internal component can be damaged. If temperature too cool, the system can undergo thermal shock when it is turned on, causing the circuit board or integrated circuit to crack. So temperature cannot be too high or too low. So the table shown indicate the point at which permanent damage from excessive heat begins. This part. Another concern is the internal temperatures of equipment can be significantly higher than room temperature. Computer-related equipment come with its own temperature, dissipations, and cooling mechanism. Yeah, with the internal cooling system and the fan, right? But this may rely on or affected by external conditions such as maybe if we place our computer somewhere near to windows, might expose to excessive ambient temperatures. Could be interruptions of supply or power or heating or low ventilations or even the ventilation blockage. So many sources, many conditions can be happen. So high humidity also poses a threat to electrical and electronic equipment. High humidity or low humidity. Look at the next tables here. This is a standard fire temperature. Perhaps the most frightening physical threat here is about fire. It's a threat to because not only to a kind of threat to computer facility, but also a threat to human life. Yeah, human life and property. So the threat is not only from direct flame, but also from the heat, the release of toxic fumes, water damage from fire suppressions, and smoke damage. The fire can disrupt utilities, especially electricity. So the table here, the diagram here shown the temperature due to fire increases with time. This is a temperature effect. Smoke damage related to fires can also be extensive. So electrical fire can produce an acid smoke, that might damage other equipment and may also poisonous to the personnel. So we look at the temperature effect. There are two tables here. The ones, what is a 260 Celsius. This one, temperature up to 1000 plus. Hot steel melt. Imagine if with high temperature, steel can be melted, then what happened to others? Facilities, right? Normal facility, you would even human also habis, not only steel. Water damage, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we look at this one. First one is about water can cause electrical short. Second, pipe might burst. Sprinkler system, a major threat to computer equipment and paper, and electronic storage media. The system may be set off by a faulty temperature sensor, or a burst pipe might also cause water to enter to the computer room. So we have to take note of all this. So flood water might leave a muddy residue that is extraordinary and quite difficult and very difficult to be cleaned up. Yeah, not only clean up the floor, but also clean up those muddy um, damage to your computer system. Chemical, radiological, and biological hazard pose. These three might cause intentional attack or and also could be called accidental discharge. So flooding can also introduce biological or chemical contaminants here. Dust and infestation. Dust here concern uh, dust is everywhere, but sometimes we overlook the seriousity, the effects towards the computer system. Even fibers from fabric and papers are abrasive and mildly conductive. Equipment with moving parts, such as rotating storage media and computer fans, are the most vulnerable to damage from the dust. Dust can also block ventilations and reduce radiational cooling. One of the less pleasant physical threats is infestation. What is this in a Malay word? Infestation. Do you understand this meaning?
Yeah, like bug those things, insect
Like,
inside those things, or yeah, insect inside the
yes.
computer. Then
Yeah, got insect, got the living organism. Okay, you know the meaning. Yeah? How about Noel and Pharaoh?
Yeah,
Macam
I understand.
good
Same like Noel in the chat said.
in the chat. Hang on, let me
Yeah,
check
yeah.
in the chat. If you understand the meaning, then easier. Serangan kutu. Yeah, serangan kutu ya. Correct. Under what condition ada ini serangan? Under what condition ya?
Humid,
Okay,
like
come back.
moist, like that.
Yes, correct. Humid, terlampau macam basah. Like let's say after a flood, selepas banjir and then humidity. Humidity condition can lead to the growth of a mold, which can be harmful to both personnel and also equipment. Equipment we know like those part under the table, high humidity, or those part under the chair, those high humidity. Sometimes we don't see, but it's there. So you have to do a proper clean out when get back to work.
You know
To
how
personnel, of course, we breathe in and out in the office, right? So have to take care lah.
yeah, miss, do you know how often do we need to clean the laptop or computer
Do we need
usually?
actually generously if our laptop or PC proper in a place it in not to like dusty environment, like let's say in your room will not be too dusty, right? Once a year or once in 2 years, not no need too often actually, because the chances the getting more and more we interact with it, sometimes the chances to cause damage also would be higher.
Okay.
Mm. Mm, okay, so this one about insect, particularly those that attack wood and paper, also a common threat to the computer system. Next one, technical threat. Electrical power is essential in information system. All the electrical and electronic devices in the system required power. Let's say most are required uninterruptible utility power, UPS, right? Power utility problem can be broadly grouped into three categories here: under voltage, over voltage, and also noise. Under voltage condition occur when the information system equipment receive less voltage. Okay, less voltage than is required from the normal operations. So most computers are designed to withstand prolonged when the reductions of the voltage is about 20% only, without shutting down and without operational errors. However, deeper dips or blackout where lasting more than few milliseconds might trigger the system shutdown. The more serious one is over voltage. This one. A surge of voltage can be caused by, let's say, macam hujan lebat when heavy rain. We are encouraged that not only turn off the lights, but we do also encourage to unplug. Yeah, that's happened to my friend, my ex-unit, my schoolmate before, my ex-schoolmate. Uh, lightning, reboot, can the plug didn't take off the plug, even though switch off the power. So can see, not say meletup tapi berasap, the power supply there berasap, and the laptop cannot be turned on anymore. So since that, he advised, oh, my friend advised all of us, next time is a heavy rain, make sure you unplug, just to be safe, right? The power line can cause the noise. Yeah, noise along a power supply line is there's one of the source of EMI. EMI here stands for electromagnetic interference. Let's say motors, fans, heavy equipments, or even other computer generates electrical noise that can cause intermittent problems with computer that we are using. The noise can be transmitted through the space as well as through nearby power line. Human caused threat. Yeah, look at the slide here. Human caused threat are more difficult to deal with. More difficult to deal with compared to environmental and technical threat where we discussed earlier on. Why? What do you think? Because human can come from outside the organization, also could be from insider, from the organization itself. So you are protecting, let's say you are doing access control from outsider. But if the threat come from the insider, then very hard to deal with. Human caused threats are less predictable than other types of physical threat. So with this one can be grouped in the following category: unauthorized physical access, theft, vandalism, and misuse. Let's say those people, so under unauthorized physical access here, those without proper authorization, they should not be allowed to access to the building. If they do allow, then have to determine which portions of the building they can access, as well as, if possible, can accompany by another authorized individuals. Even though you give them, like, let's say, uh, something like boarding pass, entry pass, give it to them, and then you tell them, the area that you can access is only uh, building A, you cannot access building B. If without accompanied by any authorized individual, how do we know where will these people go, right? Even we have CCTV, but the time with unauthorized access, we can't do anything. The information assets such as a server, mainframe, computer, network equipment, and storage network usually are located in a restricted area with access limitations, and with the limitation usually, I mean, up to a small number of employees, selected employees, authorized employees. This unauthorized physical access can lead to other threats as well, such as theft, vandalism, and also misuse. For theft, this kind of threat includes theft of equipment, theft of data. The theft can be happen from outsider who has gained unauthorized access. Theft also could be caused by insider. Vandalism, this threat include destructions of equipment and also data. For misuse, this category might include improper use of resources by those who are authorized to use them, as well as for individuals who are not authorized, but yet they still use the resources. So that's misuse. So human caused threat, okay, boot this, we know this is a media that used to boot the computer. And also open Ethernet jack is an place, one of the, I mean, this also could be one of the threat. Open, let's say we are using it in the public, no, let's say we charge phone in the public port shopping mall, right? How do we know how safe is the data transmissions? Do you ever use do you ever use to charge your phone at the public like shopping mall? Yes or no?
Yeah, yeah.
Let me look at the meet. Maybe some yes or some no. Yeah. If you used to be, so after the class, you think of it, how safe is a pot? If there's a skimming, skimming means, do you know what is skimming? Skimming. Skimming, like, give you example, like you go to ATM machine, ATM machine skimming like another device on top of the machine. So when you are entering PIN, when you are inserting the card, entering PIN, the the data will be captured by another system, skimming like another tools, another device on top of the original device. So when we charge our phone in the public port, how do we know if let's say there's skimming there? That means when we are charging our phone, there's interruptible transmissions, right? All the data can be captured or could be receive some unauthorized data to our phone. both direction. Yeah. Think of it, bring your own. So how to solve if no battery? Think of an alternative. The more we know, the more we feel scared this and that. Huh? This can happen, that also can happen. Okay, human caused threat. So this will be no trace of occurrence, but all files may be compromised. So if let's say CD disable the auto run. Next one, we look at physical security prevention and mitigation measures. So in this section, we look at the range of techniques for preventing physical attack. So we begin with some of the techniques, which is dealing with environmental and technical threats, and then we will move on to human caused threat. The one general prevention measure is the use of cloud computing. Okay, this one. From a physical security viewpoint, and obvious benefits of cloud computing is that there is a reduced needs for information system assets on site. And substantial portions of data asset are not subject to on-site physical threat because we don't need to have the on-site hardware as well when we use cloud computing service. So to deal with the threat of smoke, the responsible manager shall install the smoke detector in every room that contain computer equipment, as well as under raised floors or over suspended ceilings. Smoking shall not be permitted in a computer room. For wildfires, the available countermeasures are limited. The fire-resistant building technique usually are very costly and also quite difficult to justify, like the build up of the building, how much you need to invest on the facility based on the current availability of equipment in the rooms. To deal with the both plumbing leaks and other source of water, this one water sensor shall be located on the floor of computer room as well as under the raised floor, and also should cut off the power automatically in the event of the flood. So for the dust hazard, the obvious prevention method is to limit dust through doing the proper file maintenance. For infestation, regular pest control procedures. Okay, pest control might be needed, and starting with, of course, other than pest control procedure, workers always have to make sure and maintain the clean environment. So to deal with the brief power interruptions, UPS, uninterruptible power supply, shall be employed for each, each piece of a critical equipment. So what is this UPS and how does it look like? I have the image here. So what is this UPS? This is actually like backup battery used to maintain power to processor, monitors, and other equipment for a period of a minute. So when the timeline power cut off, at least your computer still on with uninterruptible power supply, you can spend some minutes to save all your files before it lost. So UPS unit can also function as a surge protector. So this is important. Okay, so mean more than one function is available. Can be also serve as a noise filter, automatic shutdown devices when the battery run low. So all are the features, general feature in UPS. For longer blackout or brownout, critical equipment should be connected to an emergency power source such as a generator. This is about human caused threat. The general approach to human caused physical threat is physical access control. Right, you see, you will see this word quite often later in the following slide. So here listed, okay, listed physical source of physical access control. Prevention should be restrict building access, control area, patrol or gutted, lock entry point. What else? Equip movable resources with tracking device. So once a computer moves, then you know where is this place. Power switch control, intruder sensor, and also the system that used to provide recording and real time. These are the suggestions to have a physical access control. So we look at the next slide here. All right, before we continue, can we take a short break?
Okay.
Let's
Okay.
come, yeah, lah. Yeah, thanks. So let's come back 150, 210, 210. Okay, see you at 210. Let's come back to the class. Three of you here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm. Let's continue. Next one, recovery from physical security breaches. Let's look at the slide here. Okay, most essential elements of recovery is redundancy. So mean save a backup, save another copies in case anything happen to the data. There's still another versions, another backup copy. Redundancy does not undo any breaches of confidentiality, such as a theft of a data or document, but it does provide recovery from the loss of data. Ideally, all the important data in the system should be available offsite and able to, should be updated as near to the real time based on the cost and benefits, of course. The physical equipment damage recovery depends on the nature of a damage and a cleanup. May need disaster recovery specialists. Yes, agreeable. Next one, we look at physical and logical security integrations. Physical security here involve numerous detection devices such as sensors and alarms. Numerous prevention devices and measurements such as a lock or physical barriers. Physical security can be made more effective if there is a central destinations for all alerts and alarms, and if there is a central control of all automated access control mechanism such as a smart card entry. We look at the bullet here, integrated automated physical and logical security can use single ID card, single step card enrollment through the ID management system or through the event monitoring. So I give you example. If let's say, um, he give example for the utilities of the integrations. Suppose, let's say we have a workers called Bob, B-O-B, Bob again, Bob or Alice, doesn't matter. The system alert, okay, the system alert and indicate that Bob has logged on to the to the company wireless network. So there is an event. There is an event that generated by logical access control system, but did not enter the building. So did not enter a building. There's an event generated from the physical access control system. So they have a two different system here. One is a logical access control system, and then the other one is a physical access control system. So when combine these two events might produce a conclusion and suggest that someone is hijacking Bob's wireless account because he is not physically there. However, in the logical access control system shown that he has a log on. So next one we look at. So here is about PIV. PIV means personal identity verifications. So from the diagram, it shows the physical interface to a user who is requesting access to the facility. Okay, oops, the one here. The facility here could be either physical access to a protected physical area or could be logical access to the information system. Okay, the personal identity verifications subsystem might support three-factor authentications here. So what are the three-factor authentications here? Do you able to look at the diagram and identify what are the three-factor authentications? So one based on, okay, the card, the pin, and also biometric reader. So for biometric reader, current version, like for access control, yeah, usually the most common one is a fingerprints reader and also iris recognitions. The complete definitions for the system model is listed here. Next one, we look at the convergence examples. So this diagram shows physical and logical access control. Yeah, access control system here. A bit, not say messy, but too much of info in one diagram here. The core of the system here includes the PIV and the access control system, as well as the certificate authorities. If the integrations of a physical and a logical access control beyond the integrations of the system element, then might produce a number of benefits here. So what's the benefits? So employee can gain a single access and cut down on a misplaced token. So means when using the system as well might reduce the trainings and overhead, allow single access, single logical locations for employee ID management might reduce duplicate data entry operations, and also allowed immediate real-time authorizations with all the resources. Okay, take a look at the diagram here. Access control system with the PIV system and certificate authorities. Okay, these are based on the identity, right? Identity that we mentioned just now, and different devices accessible. Okay, access control. Again, please go through the reading. If still cannot, then only get back to me. You need time to digest. It's too much of a content here. I just briefly capture those, summarize it for you. Next one, we have the table degrees of security and control for protected area. The title a bit long, but look at the table. Okay, look at the table here. Referring to accessible to protected area, they classify to 1, 2, 3, 4 category. Unrestricted means the area that no restriction. Okay. Controllable means a restricted area, but limited area. Entry to the control area restricted to certain personnel based on their authority, of course. Limited, restricted area within close proximity of a security interest. This one, of course, need the area restricted compared to others. Exclusions contain security interests. Hang on, let me look at, oh yeah, we have the examples there. Okay, let me see if I miss out anything here. Okay, we look at the explanation through the diagram here. So this model indicate alternative authentication that may be used for access to specific area. So they have split to how many areas here? They split to the model here design at least one authentication factor required enter to control area is here, limited area, and 3 factors of exclusive area, which is facility. Hang on, let me look at the diagram here. So visitor registration is here. This is an area that available to all, no restrictions. So in this example, the entire facility beyond visitor registration, this is a control area, okay, available only to authorized personnel and register, register, register visitors. So within the control area is a limited area restricted to specific group of individuals only. Okay, after that, within the limited area, there is a high risk exclusion area restricted to specific lists of an individual, specific group, and specific lists. Can understand, right? This diagram. Look at the title, then we can roughly understand what is this about. Huh? So this is open for public, common, control area, limited area, and exclusive area. So of course, the number of authorized users who are allowed to access the size are getting smaller. And the full explanation are listed here in the next slide, but I will not read to you or else you will fall asleep. So please do study before the test. That's all
Okay.
for chapter number 6. Thank you for your feedback. Our progress not too fast, not too slow. This is what I plan. Finish within 1.5 hours. So we are in a good progress. So this is our summary today. Overview. So let me see, title here. You may focus, not say may focus, all these are important. If I say you may focus here later, you just focus on this topic and the rest you will not study. All are important. First time you read, you have to read all slides. Second time, you look at which part that you lack of understanding, you go for second round. After that, revision on a tutorial as well past year. But the past year paper, no worry, we have time, week 13, 14, we have time to do past year question together. We are now in a week 9. Okay, that's the end of chapter 6. We are now week 9, week 10. Let me look at the number of lecture we have. So week 10 will be the test next week. Week 11, we will cover chapter number 7. Week 12, chapter 8. Week 13, chapter 9. And week 14, revisions. So no worry, I will plan everything as long as we are in a good progress. We can cover everything we need to do as well 1 week for revisions. All right, I will upload the tutorial question. You please give me 5 minutes. Just now I forgot to upload during break time. Here, tutorial 6. Give me 5 minutes here. Okay, may look at the tutorial question. Oh, no, Noel asked which day is a test. Is Monday. We need 2 hours. Tuesday, 1 hour, not enough. A lot of questions. Is Monday, Monday, 2 hours. So you look at the tutorial 6 in the screen. So tomorrow we will discuss tutorial 6, this one. Let me show you in the screen. You saw the question, so straightforward, right? So this one shall not be used up too much of time in answering this. And past year here at 9. 9 question only for tutorial. And don't forget past year question. Please do the calculation as a revision. I will discuss tomorrow. That's it until tomorrow. Then next Monday is a test. We don't have other time to do that. So for past year paper, I did reserve the box to you. This one, the one at the right hand side. So when you have done, you I will prefer if let's say there is in the test or exam with calculation, you do it in handwritten, capture PDF. Handwritten calculation much more easier than you type into a computer. There's different things. So after you have done, you can paste in your answer here. As well, another question. So we have 3 practice. So whatever we learn, we already practice. You try to study and then do it without referring to the note if possible. All right, we have about half an hour, so you can do it now. All right, you can do it now. Yes, someone got a question?
No, no.
No, tutorial 6. Noel, yes, test is 2 hours, correct. Monday, next Monday, 23rd of August. Our test 2 hours from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. 2 hours test. Prepare. Make sure you prepare the device for submission, and in case, not in case sure got the calculation, you prepare your paper. So the submission time also, no lah, I'm not that no lah, no. I mean, I give you another 30 minutes for submissions. We have to consider like slow internet connection. Or maybe Noel, you give me 5 minutes. Let me double check with the course document. Is it mentioned there anything? I get back to you. Noel, in a short while. Okay, listen here carefully. The on the test, I will have the answer sheet for you. So mean you need to, the answer type into the answer sheet, Google document. You may place your PDF if calculations, and you need to do originality check. Must less than 20% for theory part. So if you have more than 20%, mean can cause you fail. Okay, 2 hours test with 15 minutes submission, 2 plus 15. But anyway, even though 15, this is test and not final online assessment. If let's say like no electricity, sometimes 15 minutes, I understand sometimes if let's say internet line really not a good one, you might use a few minutes later, it's okay for me. Yeah, tidak terlampau lama. Understandable. Yeah, this is for test, no problem. But for final online, they have the time limitation. If you study, right, 2 hours should be enough. 2 hours for you to write the answer. If you use hours to search answer, then mean not enough. Okay, you know what I mean? You need to do revision. If you use up all the time for searching only, definitely 10 hours pun tidak cukup. So you need to study. Kelvin asked now, mana saja you want to do tutorial or past year? No problem. I will only discuss the solution tomorrow. Okay, both solution will be discussed tomorrow. But you have to do the question, or else no discussion will be done. Especially the past year question. If don't do, then I will not discuss. Must do for your own benefits. Okay, go through the AES, or the RSA, the free helmet. If you have question, then you can ask. Yeah, one thing I remember I did mention I need to go through Euclidean algorithm with you. Do you remember? None of you
I
remember?
forgot.
I prepared a slide, but lucky just now I did almost forgot. Yeah, me too, almost forgot. After lecture, forgot everything. Let me uh, print. Hang on, let me prepare my screen. This is under All right, look at the screen, three of you. I prepared this slide to three of you the other day. We discussed about RSA algorithm. Right, we need to do encryption and decryption for RSA, file encryption and decryptions. So all this shall be no problem. And I did share with you all how to find if, let's say, the power, the value of the power is too large, where we are not able to find out through the calculator, what should we do? As well, how to get the combination number for 7. We use 2 power of 1, 2 power of 2, 2 power of 0, 2 power of 1, right? To find out the binary numbers and then place it in. That has been shared. The other one I need to share with you, this part. Need to find D. What is D? D is a private key. Okay, D is a private key. So from what we learn, we may substitute. Okay, we substitute the power. Multiply. We substitute set I equals to 1. When I equals to 1, okay, so 160, because 160 come from here. Come from step number 3 here. Okay, factor of n, 160. Why we stop at here? Because we get round number. If we couldn't get round number here, we need to continue when I equals to 2. When I equals to 2 means 160 multiplied 2 plus 1 divided by 7. And then keep on continue until you get the round number. In this case, we don't see much because we can find the answer exactly when the first replacement. Okay, two condition. Two condition. First condition, sekiranya, if let's say we couldn't find this round number, we need to continue I equals to 2, equals to 3, equals to 4, until we get the round number. Option number 2, no, condition number 2. After you try for I equals to 5 and 6, you still couldn't find the round answer, will be invisible for us to, not a smart way for us to continue for 10 or 20 or 30 times just to find out the round number. Tidak betul. So we have to find a way to solve. If let's say you tried the replacement I equals to 2, 3, 4, 5, still couldn't get the round number, immediately you change it to using Euclidean algorithm. So what is a Euclidean algorithm? Actually, in the notes did mention, but the step given, they don't have the proper example. So but the formula was there, the algorithm was there. I find you online resources. I can't remember what is the website, but when you type Euclidean algorithm, you have plenty of example online. Banyak example online. I use this one because they have different colors, so easy for you to refer. I know that three of you haven't never learned Euclidean algorithm before. Let me show you. Yeah. So before I explain in detail, you need to understand what means by quotient, divisor, and remainder. If let's say I have a 487, okay, if let's say I have 487, inside here means 487. The divisor means the pembahagi is a 32. Question only given dividend and divisor. Okay, question only given dividend and divisor. So for our question here, okay, for the question here, which one will be the dividend? Dividend is, in this case, we have, hang on, let me double check for you. DE29 is the divisor. So means 7. This is the divisor, membahagi. Okay, you can jot it down. You jot it down. 160 is a dividend. So instead of using this method, now we use Euclidean algorithm. Okay, how the working? Now you look at here. Question given dividend and divisor, pembahagi and the dividend. So we need to find out 32 plus, 32 multiple what value to achieve the number which is nearby to 487. You can take out your calculator. You see, if let's say 32 multiply 16, the answer is 512 terlebih, more than the dividend already. We only can use 32 multiply 15. Okay, 32 multiply 15, we get 480. 480 here. Okay, 15 multiply 32, we get 480, and the remainder is 7. So this is step number 1. So now we look at the Euclidean algorithm. This image showing you the flow, so you can take it as a reference. So 487 equals to 32 multiply 15 with the remainder. So after that, step number 2, you have to move. Okay, you have to move the public key. 32 is a public key. This one is an E value from the questions. Move it to the left. Don't ask me why I have to do it. This is the way how they do Euclidean. Cara dia. So the one in orange color, you have to move it as the dividend. And the remainder 7, now you have to move it as the divisor. After that, you have to find out 7 plus multiply some value. What is the sum value here? Why must it be 4? Why cannot 5? If you multiply 5, answer is 35, already more than the dividend. Cannot be. If you multiply 3, you get 21. And the remainder is more than 7. So also incorrect. That's why the correct answer is multiply 4. When 7 multiply 4, you get 28. Right? 28. 32 minus 28, remainder is 4. You repeat the same step again. So move. Okay, move the remainder 7 to here, and then now you move the remainder now is 4. You move it downward. 7 supposed to be divisor. Now you move it become dividend. Okay, follow the flow until you find you get 0 behind. Euclidean algorithm. However, in certain cases, okay, certain cases, Euclidean algorithm, we can't get 0 behind. We will get 1 as a remainder behind. Okay, how do we know whether we stop at 1 or stop at 0? Because this example, we have to continue up to the last stage. Why? When we move the remainder down, Okay, when we move the 1 down, we still manage to bahagi. We still manage to divide. That's why we continue. In some cases, when up to this stage, okay, up to this stage, when you move down, no longer tidak boleh, no working anymore. So you don't move down, you just stay there. Okay, next one, extended algorithm. This part, I really hope you can do self-study. This one, not this part, not so easy to understand. But I might try my best to explain. Okay, you look at here. This side, we get it from the Euclidean algorithm just now in the previous stage. Euclidean algorithm, extended Euclidean algorithm, what is the purpose of doing this is we want to find the decryption key. Okay, we want to find the decryption key using extended Euclidean algorithm. So this part, we found it from the previous stage. When we transform back, started with the remainder, 7 equals to, remainder equals to, like mathematics lah, 487 minus 15 multiply 32. And the 4 remainder equals to 32 minus 4 multiply 7. Okay, you list out everything here. After you prepare this part useful for you to apply in the algorithm below. Now we start from the purple one. 1 equals to 4 minus 1 multiply 3. This equation come from here. Okay, this equation come from here. So now the 3 has been replaced. The blue color has been replaced. Replaced by, do you see that? The 3 now equals to 7 minus 1 multiply 4. So now the 3 has been replaced by 7 minus 1 multiply 4. After that, you expand the multiplications. Next one, the 4, green. Okay, the green, the number 4 now, you have to replace to 32 minus 4 multiply 7. So now the green number 4 has been replaced by 32 minus 4 multiply 7. 1 multiply 7 come from here. Expand your multiplication, kembangkan, expand it, then you get this. So now last substitutions is 7. 7 need to be substituted by 4 at 7 minus 15 multiply 32. Okay, 232 same, 232. 9 is here, 9 is here. 7 need to be substituted by 4 at 7 minus 1532. This part has been substituted. And then finally, you get the last equations. Okay, haven't finished yet. You get the last equation. What does it tell us? Okay, from the last, oops. Okay, from after when we after substitute all this equation in, we get the last equation, this one. Okay, from here we know 4 at 7 is the encryption key. You see that it is a 7 actually. 487 is here. 487 is here. Do you see that? 487 here. 487 here. If this is a positive, okay, if this is positive, then this number will be the decryption key. However, unfortunately, this is a negative number. So we need to use, okay, we need to use, let me bring my calculator. 96. So we need to use the 32 minus 9, 23. If this is a negative value, we need to use the D. D means 32. Okay, the D value come from our calculation in the previous step. D means a private key. Private key. We need to use, to find out the decryption, we need to use 32 minus 9. So we get 23. So as a conclusion, the decryption key is 23. Okay, this session has been recorded. Please again view through. But however, if you need more example, because I don't have enough time to type out one by one, but I will show you how to search out. Okay, you may use,
Quite
you
long.
can go to here. You,
Quite long on the algorithm.
you find out. Yes, Euclidean algorithm. For diploma students, right, they learn Euclidean algorithm in their maths.
Is it worth it? Not,
Your secondary school,
cannot just use trial and error.
I just worry this part, this one. I just worry try and error means you will try equal 4, 5, 6. If let's say the round number will give when I equals to 20, then means you have to try 20 times.
Really,
then not worth it.
the 20 times, do we need to do one by one,
Compare,
man? Do we need to do one by one, man? Now we just do calculate. Now,
if you are so lucky lah. Not what. If you're so lucky, you can find a replacement number and exactly there's the answer. If you're lucky enough.
Okay. I think should be the.
Okay, here you do. Okay, you can find out extended Euclidean algorithm in RSA. Oh, I saw this. I'm not sure how useful. This one didn't mention in the note, so we have to find out. Okay, 3 of you quickly go and find out. If you're able to find, then save you lah. You are lucky. Extended. Let me try with you here. How come I didn't find this earlier day? This is equal to calculation. Okay, let's try our exercise, this one.
I don't think should be that hard to find the to find the how to get the.
If you manage try and error, No
N-
problem.
No, I just think there's a logic to it. You just use the. Can you go back there? Can you go back there, Miss?
Use the what?
Oh, go back to the question there.
This one. Mm-hmm.
Ah, yeah, you use the 160 divide by 7, and then they give you decimal, right?
Mm-hmm.
160 divide 7, they give you decimal, but you can just go up like 22 something, but you just move up like 23. Round up one, you get 23. So 23 times 7, you get 161, and then 161 minus 160, you get the remainder. So that's the higher, like that.
Oh, up to you. No problem. I give you two options.
Oh,
Option number one, you do like how we do here. Option number two, using the Euclidean. No problem. Both are acceptable. Yeah.
okay. Can use my own method
I
like that.
share with you the option. Yes, yes. No, no, no worry, no worry. I share with you Euclidean since the slide in the slide did mention Euclidean. So I let you know how's the workings.
Okay.
Okay? No problem. You can do it. Yeah. This is not our main. Uh, we are not doing calculation, so no problem. Okay. This one I come back to here. Example. Okay, a lot of calculation there. If you want to know more in detail, you search Euclidean, extended Euclidean algorithm in RSA. Okay, try to search by using this keyword. If you want a video, there are video too. This is extra for you if you want to know in detail. So let me check out this. What is the value there? Okay, let me try out. Yeah, I'll come back to you. 5 minutes or 3 o'clock already. All right, good news to three of you. Is your luck. Now this calculator is useful. Use extended Euclidean algorithm. We have our example, yeah. This one, 160 and 23. Sorry, 160 and 7. We have
Oh, I haven't
the
presented
value 160.
the screen.
Oh, sorry. Hang on, let me present screen. Oh, these are new things. The didn't mention. So we need to always find the solution. Am I presenting?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Euclidean algorithm. So we have 167, 160, 116 here, and the 7. So we only have these two values. Now we want to find the results. So 160 and 7. So after when you click calculate, we get 23. This is not the final answer. How to say final answer? We have to check if the symbol is a positive. Okay, I repeat, if the symbol is a positive, then the 23 will be the final answer, which is a decryption key. In RSA, this will be the decryption key if this symbol is a positive. However, if this symbol is a negative, okay, please take note that if this symbol is negative, we might need to use, let me confirm, because all these numbers, sometimes I also worry if I make it wrong. I want to make sure everything are correct. Okay, if this is a negative, then we need to calculate the modes, which is a 160. This one. If this is negative, we need to use the value before, which is a 160 minus this value. Okay, take note, this for sure. Take note. If this is negative, imagine this is negative, we need to use 160 minus this value. All right, because 160 come from here. And 23 is a key we found from extended Euclidean algorithm. If this is positive, then 23 is a final answer, decryption key. If this is negative, we need to use the value minus this answer. Okay, after you minus, that will be your final answer for decryption key. Okay, please jot it down. Please jot it down, this one. Okay, three of you. Okay, so this is, you have to save it out. You are lucky because we found this. This is in case for backup. This mathematics about calculation, many types of combinations number could be. If we spend too much of time in just searching out one answer, it not worth it, not worth it. So myself, right, I use extended Euclidean algorithm, where I'm the type of person who like to prove. So I list out all the working extended Euclidean until I get the final result, which is same to the one I use it.
Cannot
Yeah,
just
but
directly
for you,
directly answer I equal. Cannot directly just give out the I. Yeah. Need to show calculation.
yeah, for no. If for student, because this is part of, I mean, for student, this is only one of the step. So I don't think I shall deduct your mark. I don't think I deduct your mark. Yeah, because we are not doing mathematics So because when you do the working, Euclidean, it's like mathematics already. So I don't see the rationale I need to deduct marks. So I accept if you use this online tools. Okay. I did practice with different number. I told you I'm the type of like to prove that one. That's why I show out all the steps I want to prove it. Make sure just to make sure the final answers in the calculation same to the one in the online calculation, or else I cannot simply ask you use this, right? I need to make sure everything are there. So after I found it, after checkup, the answer is same. So you can use this. But you need to, for verification, you need to take note whether positive or negative. Yeah. I share whatever I have with you. Then the assessment is up to you how you apply. Okay. Do you have any more question on this?
No.
Mm. I know it's not easy to do this one for just to find out one simple decryption key, not very.
Too long, too long.
So
I
tidak
got
payah.
use my own method.
Yeah, you can use your own method. But at least now you know. I mean, in the notes we did mention Euclidean. Now you know something like this Euclidean. Whether want to apply or not, who knows in the future. You need to come back to this in the future, but not for now. All right. Ferro and Noel. Keep this. Keep this.
Okay.
Mm. Noel, how about you? Do you have any question? No question. Then we dismiss for today. So I see you tomorrow with past year solution and tutorial answer. Take care, both of you. No, both, three of you.
Okay, Miss. Thank you.
Welcome.